Let's go, girls. What is up, guys? Welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a new top shelf video. If you're unfamiliar with my top shelf videos, this isn't every single item in my routines. It's the stuff that I can't put down, that I feel like is worth mentioning. It's more favorite-y than a favorites video because it's stuff that I repeat a lot of times from top shelf to top shelf. And again, it's not a routine video because I'm not gonna be sharing with you guys like my face wash and like my body wash and stuff like that. It's not necessarily siloed to a time period or a certain amount of product like for each category or anything like that. These are just the things that I can't put down, especially when this room is a total nightmare, or any of my rooms where I have like a beauty routine or a total nightmare, and I start putting things away and reorganizing. There are just things that I don't want to put back because I know I'm going to pull them right back out again, and that's my process. So I have makeup, skincare, body care, perfume. I have a whole bunch of stuff to share with you guys, so if you're ever curious about what my routine looks like and the things that truly bring me joy that I would have whether I were reviewing beauty or not, this is your video. So let's go ahead and jump in. So I'm going to have to hop off and do this kind of in parts because I do have a doctor's appointment today. For those of you who don't watch my Instagram stories very closely, I have been on a now 24-day period. So I'm gonna go see the doctor about that in a few minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with like perfume and body care and skincare, and then we'll do makeup when I come back. But it'll all feel the same to you. My makeup might just be a little more worn in. All right, let's start with perfume real quick because it's gonna be the quickest category, but I have 4 perfumes that I have been cycling out lately depending on my mood. I am not a signature scent person. I'm not that person who can spray the same perfume on myself every single day. I like having a lot of perfumes because I like the mood that I set for myself. It's like lighting a candle, but it like follows me around all day kind of thing. I don't always wanna light the same candle. So the main one that I have been going towards, because we're in late summer, I would call this my top shelf late summer edition, is Byredo 7 Veils. This is, I'm pretty sure it's either like seasonal or you can like only get it in store or something like that. It was a gift. Oh my gosh. So I will put like the scent notes on the screen because I have no idea, but it's mainly a really beautiful deep vanilla. And I always feel really sexy when I wear it. It smells kind of woodsy, but not super cedary. It doesn't have any of the like burned smell to me. It's more of like a light blonde wood kind of smell. And then again, that really beautiful amber vanilla. And it like lasts a really, really long time. A lot of people tell me that Byredo fragrances don't last that long, and the other Byredo fragrance that I have, that is the case. But something about 7 Veils lasts such a long time. I will smell it on like a coat or something that I have from like last winter or something. I'll put it on and I can still smell 7 Veils on there. And it's tied to just cold weather memories. And so it brings me to that headspace. I think that that's, I'm yearning for fall, and that's why I keep spraying this on myself even during the daytime, even though it's like a really, I think like kind of a nighttime fragrance. The other one that is like on the complete opposite end of the spectrum in terms of its mood is Sundazed by Byredo. My husband got me this for my birthday, I want to say. And I picked this out when I was in the city with Ingrid, like back winter time. We went to a shop called Shen, which is cool because I don't know, I haven't been a lot of places where you can smell a lot of Byredo fragrances all at once. You know, Barney's used to have them all, but I know a lot of places do, but Barney's used to have them and Barney's closed. But regardless, this stole my heart. This is Sundazed. And it is sugary, citrus, maybe a little bit of jasmine, and it is absolutely the happiest, but also like most sophisticated. It's not a really, really young scent. I do still love, you know, like Ralph by Ralph Lauren, but that's a young scent. This still has that brightness and that sweetness without feeling like it's, I don't know, like it's juvenile, you know? It's awesome, but it doesn't last super long. It's just kind of this refreshing little blitz of sunshine, and then, you know, it fades pretty quickly, but it has that lovely like sugariness, and it just puts me in a good mood. So love that. Really good for, you know, summer days outside. Then I bought this for myself. I bought the big one because I went through the little one so quickly. This is, I would say, the most cost-effective perfume in my collection, and I love it so much. This is Fresh Life. This is a perfume that every time I wear it, someone goes, "You smell incredible." What is that? It is the most sophisticated, timeless t-shirt and jeans fragrance. Again, a little bit of jasmine, a little bit of spice. I really do like jasmine. It's a sweet without being too sugary, and it's bright but also balanced. It's very just awesomely neutral. There's just something about it that smells really refreshing, but also it lingers in a beautiful way, brings me back to center. It smells like me to me. So maybe this is my signature scent, but I like to mix it up more than that. Like I can't wear the same one every day, but oh my gosh. And I think that, you know, this huge one, this 3.3 ounce one is still under $100. And on the very top end of the spectrum cost-wise, those were gifted to me, the Byredo ones, but by people I know. And I bought the Fresh Life for myself, but this was gifted to me by the company. House of Sillage has been putting out these amazing gourmand scents lately, and this one is my favorite so far. This is Cream Chiffon. It is like elevated Bath & Body Works in the best way possible. It's like this vanilla cream smell, but like truly vanilla cream, you know, like you made your own vanilla whipped cream with like a touch of something fruity and citrusy, and it's just really lovely even when you're smelling it out of the bottle. But when I did, you know, spray it on a piece of paper to smell it before I decided whether I wanted to wear it, I thought, that's a little much. You know what I mean? It's a little gourmand for me. It's a little bit too cupcakey. I mean, you know, their container does look like a cupcake, but I put this on my body and it mixes with, you know, my natural skin oils or whatever. Game over. It smells so good on my skin. I don't know how it's gonna smell on everybody's skin, but the way that it mixes with my skin, it's a much more sophisticated smell. It really takes the edge off of the like head notes. Is that what they're called? I don't know. I'm no expert, but it really like makes it more balanced and complex, and I love wearing it, and it's a good thing because my husband really likes it too. It is so lovely. It's so lovely, and like it's just another one of those where people go, you smell nice, you know, and not in a, again, not in a childish way. So those are my fragrances right now. Let's go ahead and chat skincare. So a few skincare things that I've been using on the daily. Again, these are repeats because this is not necessarily about me constantly introducing new things. I do try as many things as I can, but when things rise to the top, they really rise to the top and they stay there. So I do still use the triple lipid repair from SkinCeuticals. Still love that. I'll list it below, but I mean, it's not necessarily super important right now because my skin is not like suffering and thirsty the way that it is during the winter. These have been my two favorites currently. This is the Osea Seabiotic Water Cream. Microbiome friendly, pre and probiotic, visibly promotes skin radiance, free of essential oils, used morning and night. Yeah, it doesn't smell like anything. It doesn't smell at all, and it is super duper lightweight. The way that it goes on the skin, again, it's a water cream, but it doesn't do that thing where it sort of bursts into being a water cream, where it's like all of a sudden weird and slippy, almost like it separates. It doesn't do that, but it does have this gorgeous hydration to it that I love. You guys know I'm a sucker for a prebiotic and a probiotic on my skin, keeps my skin clear, and it helps balance my microbiome, which means that it's helping my skin do its own job better instead of, you know, relying so much on products. So I absolutely love this. All of the Osea stuff, with the exception of one thing, has been gifted to me, but I've also bought these same things in the past. I just happen to be doing kind of a long-term set of partnerships with Osea right now, and so you'll see them kind of pop up on my channel here and there, but these are things that I have bought in the past for myself anyway. I just happen to be gifted them recently for partnerships. So the other one, and this is one I just keep buying for myself, this is the Glossier After Balm. The best. The best. It's just this outrageously heavy, occlusive, gorgeous last step. And I actually put this on my skin before I like go pick my kid up from daycare underneath my sunscreen when I get out of the shower in like the evening. So it's like I'm still gonna be outside, so I still put sunscreen on and I wanna wash my face and like do my full skincare routine before I go to bed, but I still have to like function. This is what I put on because it's just such a good one step, and it's almost cosmetic in the sense that it gives your skin this like ridiculous glow. So if you're gonna go out without makeup on, but you still want your skin to look like crazy drenched supple, this. This is so beautiful. It looks really, really incredible on the skin. So it's that, and then it's also like a really great last step, or when your skin is like ridiculously dry, you can even use it under makeup, but it's gonna make makeup slip around. Shocking, I know. Guys, I have been trying a bunch of different acids and actives and things like that on my skin lately. They're good, there are good ones, but they haven't made it to this video because I don't feel like I can just make like a really educated recommendation on them. This is the one. This is the Herbivore Moon Fruit. This is, I think, the second of this video that this is showing up in. This is also my second bottle of it. Again, lovely, happily, luckily gifted by the company. I would have bought another one, but they released an eye cream with it, and so they sent me another one, and I was like, yes. This is the gentlest retinoid I've ever used that's still really effective. I find a retinol to be effective when A, it keeps my skin clear because I am prone to acne. I just have slow cell turnover, and so I just get like, you know, clogged pores, and they just, then they, you know, I pick or whatever, and they just get exacerbated. I also like it to fade a little bit of pigmentation, not necessarily freckles, but like pigmentation from a healing zit or something. And I really like it when a retinoid, I like wake up and it's like peeled a little like old zit off my face, and you just like peel the skin off. That's like outrageously satisfying to me. I always say it's like Nev Campbell in The Craft when they're like peeling her burns off. You just get like total amnesty on that spot. So this does all of those things with zero irritation. It smells really nice because, I don't know, bakuchiol itself smells really good. This smells really good, and I know that they don't add fragrances to things. It's just this purple goo, and I can't say enough about it. I really can't. I mean, check the ingredients. Obviously, anything that like, it has actives in it has the potential to irritate your skin, but this has been absolutely incredible for me, and that's why I keep talking about it. So why I keep talking about it is because it's like when I find something incredible, I have to like sing its praises from the rooftop, and this just keeps my skin so balanced and happy. I can use it every day. The mask that I've been leaning on pretty heavily, and I did buy this myself, this is this is my second or third tub of this. This is the Osea Red Algae Mask. This is also a mask that I buy for people all the time because it's like kind of universally applicable. Anybody who's ever had an annoying face imbalance, right? Where you're like too oily, or you're breaking out, or you're too dry, or you're too whatever. This has this incredible balancing effect while also, I feel like, helping clear my skin. So there is the white algae that's for brightening. There's the black algae flash mask, which is for like a really acute breakout, and this is the detoxifier. Clarifying seaweed mask cleanses, decongests, and minimizes appearance of pores. Perfect problem solver for blemished skin. Apply to clean skin for 10 to 20 minutes and then rinse. But I have seen elsewhere that you can also use this as an overnight spot treatment because it's just got this nice, you know, it might be a clay or something, I'm not sure, but the first time that I ever used this or tried this was I got a facial done at Milk and Honey Spa in Austin. They use a bunch of Osea products, and they put this on, and I didn't know what it was, but it just feels active, and it has a fantastic, what is that? Like a tea tree smell to it, or maybe eucalyptus. I'm not sure. No, it's not eucalyptus. It's gotta be tea tree. And it tingles just a little bit, and you just feel it working, and it also kind of clears your sinuses out, the smell of it. If I've picked, or if my skin is breaking out really badly or something, I will put this on while I'm doing other things, while I'm like getting dressed or brushing my teeth or whatever for like 10 minutes, and it just brings my skin back to life, and it is an absolute wonder. I love it so much, and that is why I continue to buy it with my own money. And then my sunscreen, this is a new one. I just bought this when I bought the new Tula skin tint and their face spray. I bought myself another one of these because, what is this? This is the third or fourth bottle of this that I'm on. I never used to buy myself SPFs because I get sent SPFs a lot, but when you find one, that's how you know. That's how you know that I really, really love an SPF, is if I'm gonna go and buy it above and beyond the ones that I'm being sent in PR because I like it that much. This is the Tula Mineral Magic UVA SPF 30. Oil-free mineral sunscreen fluid broad spectrum SPF 30. It's got probiotics and superfoods. You might be sensing a little bit of a pattern here. I like when things have probiotics in them. My skin likes probiotics. It makes all of my little bacteria go kumbaya. Love that. So this keeps me from breaking out. It is also, unlike so many mineral sunscreens, it's not dewy. It's not slick. Like they all just make my skin so dewy. And this has this really pretty gold to it that I feel like is not gonna be too dark for most really fair skin, but even the tint that it does, like you can see that there's a cast there because of the gold, but it's a gold cast. It's not a white cast. And I feel like that's going to make it spread better across skin tones. It has a really great blur to it, a little tiny bit of like, you know, light reflection. And if I wear this on a bare face or just with a little bit of moisturizer under it, it really already starts to camouflage what's going on, you know, kind of starts to do a little color cancellation and, you know, blurs my blemishes and stuff. And that's why a lot of times when I have it on before I get on camera, I will go ahead and say so, because it really does kind of look like I have a beauty filter on, and I don't want people to think like I'm getting on camera barefaced and this is what I look like when I wake up. It's like, no, this is technically kind of cosmetic because it's like doing me a lot of favors. It kind of works as a primer too. So I have just become incredibly reliant on it because it's so darn pretty. And when I run out of it and I try and use something else, I'm just like, nope, gotta reorder my Mineral Magic because nothing makes me feel as like pretty with it on as it does. Okay, and top shelf body care. Yeah. I mean, I just did my KP routine video, so you guys can refer to that as far as what I use to treat my KP. And man, that routine is doing wonders. I hope it's doing wonders for all of you who needed it too. But above and beyond, and this looks like I haven't used it because I took a picture. I have an empty of it, like a full empty, an empty of it behind me in my empties bin. This is the Osea Undaria Algae Body Oil. Off the charts, so good. And this they just sent me because I emptied another one of these. This is the Undaria Algae Body Butter. So the combination is gorgeous. This doesn't go as far because it's so rich that you kind of like burn through it. And I love, oh my gosh, they both smell so deliciously and naturally of like citrus. It's just fantastic smelling. Like every time I use this has actually even kind of like a creamy citrus thing to it, like a creamsicle. And every time I use this, my last night my husband walked in and he goes, it smells great in here. Like not you smell great, like it smells great in here. You just kind of like radiate this aura of smelling really good. It's not just about the smell of it, and it's certainly not very strong, but I love what this does because I have really, really dry skin, but it also never clogs my pores or breaks me out with like a, you know, an artificial fragrance or something like that. It's fantastic. Like it's just a really great dry skin body butter, and it's very luxurious, but this is absolutely the one. This is the one. This makes my skin feel like baby skin. It's, yeah, the Undaria Algae Body Oil. The way that this sinks into the skin is so awesome because, like, you know, I don't know, I think we've all had the thing where we're like, why do I need to buy a body oil? I could just use like coconut oil or something. A lot of those just sit on top of your skin and you feel them kind of rub off on your clothes. This does the exact opposite. The reason everybody loves this stuff so much is because it just re-enlivens your skin and makes it really soft, like genuinely hydrated and soft, and it sinks in. Like it doesn't do that funny thing that a squalane does where it's so thin that it like sits on top of the skin and doesn't really feel like anything is smoothed. And it's not a dry oil in the sense that it, you know, is dry right when you touch it. It's not necessarily giving you sort of a glossy finish on your skin. This still gives you a really bouncy, glossy finish on the skin, even on my legs, on my drought legs. And it sinks in to the point where it's like not coming off on my clothes within seconds. But it smells phenomenal and it makes your skin like look a lot better. I just get ashiness. So it's like what I do is I will get out of the shower and put my moisturizer on when my skin is like ready to drink it all up. And then when I'm ready to get in bed, I'll go ahead and do one more coat of this. It's just luxury and it feels fantastic and my skin just absolutely loves it. And I can put this everywhere and it makes your skin just look, it makes it glow in the prettiest way possible. And it's good for you too. It says supercharge your skin with unmatched marine moisture. Our seaweed infused body oil delivers a rush of antioxidant mineral hydration that softens, smooths, and leaves skin glowing. Rich yet never greasy, this intoxicating aromatherapy elixir enhances every inch. They said it better than I did, but that's basically the reality of it. And that's why everybody loves it so much, especially my dry skin folks. I highly recommend. All right, I'm gonna go to the doctor. I'll report back. And we're back. Hi guys. So it is about what? 2.5 hours later or so. They took some blood. They're running some tests. My doctor was really nice, which is shocking. The nurse was like, heard my complaints, my condition, and she goes, "You're probably exhausted." I was like, yeah, I'm like really tired. And then she took a bunch of blood. And so on my way home, I was like calling my mom to give her an update. And I was like, I feel myself fading. I'm gonna go to Baskin Robbins. So I did not even like go home first. I just went to Baskin Robbins and got a triple scoop of mint chocolate chip and I ate it in my car and now I'm here. So I'm ready to tell you guys about my top shelf for my makeup. So there are several reasons that something might be in my top shelf bag for my makeup. One is like truly, I cannot stop using it. I can't put it away. Two, it's kind of new to me and I am still getting my head around it, but I'm excited about it. And number three would be, I want to get it more into circulation. And so I try and keep it right front and center because it's not totally living in my mind palace, but I know that it's something you guys are interested in. So I'm just gonna draw from the top here, no particular order. I had no idea when I bought this at the Sephora sale that it was gonna become my go-to contour, and it is the Natasha Denona Contour Sculpting Powder. This is the most basic, straightforward, boring product, and for that reason, I mean, it's kind of what you want. You don't want a whole lot of bells and whistles when it comes to a contour. You want a good color, and you want a good formula, and then you want it to just perform, not be all skippy and weird, you know, you just want it to do its job. This does its job. So I'm really, really glad I picked this up. I kind of miss the highlighter. She has a really great highlighter in this same package that I might pick up at the next one because, man, I remember loving that thing and you just don't catch me getting excited about powder highlights very much, and I remember being really in love with that one. So I have this in a shade Light, a 1 Light. Next, shocking to absolutely nobody, this is what I'm wearing right now. This is Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Light Revealer Natural Skin Illuminator in OW1 Pearl. I would have thought that this would be too light for me with, you know, a little bit of a tan that I get in the summer. Nope. This is just such a low coverage formula that it works all the time no matter what. I even like quote unquote built this today with a sponge. I have been in the mood lately to apply my makeup with a sponge because it totally changed the game when I applied the Makeup Forever HD with it that I like hated, because something about, this is the Kosas one, but something about a wet beauty blender actually makes it so that like no matter what foundation you're using, you get this finish as the surface of your makeup, and so it's a smoother finish. I think that's the main disadvantage of the new reformulation of the HD foundation from Makeup Forever, is that like if you apply it with a brush or with your hands or whatever, it can really change the finish on it, and sometimes it looks like total crap. If you like swipe it too much or something, it just doesn't have a whole lot of self-leveling to it. But if you just pat it in with a sponge, and maybe it just wants to be worn a little bit fuller coverage than I want to wear it, but a sponge applies it thickly enough, and then it also leaves this really nice smooth finish because of the sponge. Made a big difference. So I did that with this today. I don't really know if it made a difference, but it was pleasant because a cool damp sponge is a pleasant experience. What I like the most about this is that it is super low coverage, but it still behaves like a foundation. So it has a really nice light refracting quality that isn't super dewy. It still reflects light like a dewy foundation, but it has enough grip to it in its own dry down that it behaves like a full coverage foundation with just a lot less coverage, if that makes sense. So it's like still balancing, long wearing, and you can put on kind of a full beat with it, but you get a much less fussy looking face of makeup because my skin's showing through. So it's like a high performance skin tint, which is just not always the case, you know? Otherwise it wouldn't be worth mentioning. Oh my God. Oh my God. Around this time of day, it's when all the toddlers go down for their naps, and so the teachers start sending the pictures that they've taken throughout the morning of my child, and I just get this like photo dump of everything my kid has been doing today, and it just, it's the best. My framing is weird, isn't it? Sorry about that, earth signs. It bothered me too. Okay, next. Another foundation, and the reason that this is in here is because I'm trying to pan it, but we're getting close. This is the Chantecaille Future Skin Gel Foundation. I will pan this by the end of the year. Mark my words. This is in Aura. It is very much like the Laura Mercier in the sense that I was just talking about, in the sense that it still behaves in a really lovely, like dry down kind of way that's not dewy, but it makes your skin kind of look like it's dewy, but it's not. It is really high performing. Aside from their little like stick foundation concealer hybrid thing, it's called like Real Skin Plus, I want to say. All their other foundation products are so high tech. They have such great performance for what they are. So yeah, this has been my favorite foundation to wear. I'm pleased with it every single time that I wear it. And it's funny that I'm like excited to pan it. It's really just for a feather in my cap because I'm just gonna buy it again. But yeah, that's why it's in here, because I love it and also because I'm stoked to pan it. Why am I just holding this sponge? It's my little stress ball. I threw my mascara in here. I don't really know why. Everybody knows that I use the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions mascara. I'm still like burping ice cream right now, sorry guys. All right, another thing that like upsets me to even say so because it's so stupidly expensive, but I can't stop using this, and it truly is one of those things where like, it's not just that they suggest it as an eye and cheek shade, it's that like the color and the texture are so perfect for that like I would have done that anyway. And this is the Sunbeam Cheek and Eye shade in the only shade it comes in, Ray, from Chantecaille, and it is their special edition summer release or whatever, and it's literally just this one pan of this one color, and it makes me so mad because it's so good. Like, it's just this kind of like rosy, what would you call that? Like a bronzy, rosy, coppery, all kinds of different stuff all in one. You spread it out on your cheeks and it's kind of a really pretty blushy bronzer, and it's not too shimmery. You build it up on your eyes. It's an absolutely gorgeous long wearing eyeshadow. You kind of blur it onto the eyes like I did today, and it just kind of adds this really nice warmth up here that blends out from the rest of the eyeshadow. It's not what I'm wearing on my lids. We'll get to that in a second, but it like makes me mad how useful this thing is because, well, two reasons. Like I said, stupid expensive, but also like they love to make everything limited edition. So it's like if you fall in love with it and you pan it and it's gone, it's like, bye, you'll never see it again. So yeah, you can see it's all mucked up because I use it so much, and it genuinely, like, if you had told me that this would be such a multitasking product when I bought it, I don't think I would have believed you. It was just really hard for me to get excited about it, but Chantecaille has this built-in intelligence where it's like, trust us, you know what I mean? Trust us, this will be your favorite product of this kind, and that's why we're, you know, so confident in putting this crazy price tag on it, and gosh darn it if they weren't right on that one. All right, something that all three of them are in my top shelf bag at the moment. These RMS blushes, I love them. I'm wearing Hanky Panky. No, I'm wearing Maiden's Blush today because it's like a beautiful nudie bronzy kind of color on me, but it's still a blushy tone. In fact, I'm not really sure what's happening here. Maybe we need to put a little bit more on. I think I scraped some off while I was taking my mask on and off at the doctor. So I'm gonna take like a small brush here, or a giant brush. It's just the one that I reached for. And just kind of blur that a little. I don't know. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fix that. Maybe a little. Anyway, this is Maiden's Blush. I have Hanky Panky and French Rosé as well. I mean, they're really on the tip of my tongue because they are on the front of my mind, as it were. And they're just these absolutely beautiful, very abundant blushes in absolutely gorgeous colors that are not just meant for my skin tone. They're so beautifully saturated. They might as well be eyeshadows. They have this beautiful vibrance to them, especially and unexpectedly, French Rosé. Wildly vivid, so beautiful, just so fresh and gorgeous. I mean, look at that. It's so freaking pretty. When it spreads out on the skin, it just is a blurring effect. It's not a highlighter. This is a little polarizing, but I saw some people get really excited about it the last time I talked about these, and that is that Hanky Panky has a little bit of like a pearl blue shift in the light. So that's not everybody's thing, but if it is your thing, it's really your thing, you know? And then Maiden's Blush, again, is the one that I'm wearing right now. Just that dialed in incredible shade. In fact, let me go ahead and swatch the Chantecaille that I just talked about against this, because I have a feeling you're probably going, well, aren't those the same thing? And you might be right. Hang on. No, they're not. So there's the Chantecaille, and then there's Maiden's Blush. The Maiden's Blush is a lot more rosy, and this is gonna be a lot more that like true bronze. But yeah, they're kind of like the Pat McGrath blushes in the sense that as you're putting them on, you just kind of like lose time. They're not like that in the sense that they're really, really like sheer. They are more pigmented, but they are still really even, especially with that little bit of like iridescent luminosity to them. It makes them go on more evenly. That's why I have bought 3 of them with my own money. I'm just excited about them. As far as a cream contour, and the one that I'm wearing right now, I have been reaching for the Oma, the Double Take Sculpt and Strobe Duo Stick in White Pearl quite a lot. This is so cost effective because it's super, super pigmented, and it has a lot of shades in it, and they're really dialed in for each skin tone. Like for me, this is very opaque, you know what I mean? It has a really good amount of lightness and richness to it. Like it's very pigmented, but it's still super desaturated. So I don't really use the highlighter that much, but all I have to do is like touch a brush into this contour, and it gives me like a lot of payoff for very little product, but it's not too dark. And I love it for that. All right, this is in the category of, I haven't been in the mood for it lately, but I don't want to put it away because I'm really still excited about it. And it is the Isamaya Industrial Palette. This thing is just absolutely lights out. It's amazing. It's one of the most interesting, innovative, and unique color stories and combinations of formulas I have seen in many years. It's just something to get excited about and stay excited about. I just have been in this like summer mindset of like what I'm wearing, and everything has been very like neutral and creamy, and so this just hasn't lent itself quite as well to that. But as we move into fall, like I want to keep this top of mind, so I'm, you know, keeping it close at hand for that reason, because I just want to stay excited about it. Do you know what I mean? Because like they're just incredible. These shades are so beautiful, but I've just been in a very like, you guys will see, the things I've been using on my eyes lately on my own time have been just so low-key, and I've been doing a lot of the same stuff like every single day lately, because I've been feeling like garbage because I'm losing a lot of iron. And so I just want to feel really pretty. Experimentation hasn't been as much on the table as it is when I'm in my videos, like actually, you know, playing. So we'll do a makeup playtime with this soon. We'll all get to see, maybe I'll just play with just the greens because that's what you guys have been asking for. And yeah, I don't want you guys to think that I'm not absolutely in love with this. It's just not been the like artistic mood that I've been in lately. I mean, is it even worth mentioning? I continue to just get closer and closer to panning Flirtatious from Pat McGrath. What's funny is it looks like the embossing is still there, but oddly it's the embossing that has taken the, those are dips, not convex. This will be another one that I'm really psyched to pan, but I mean, I'm wearing this on my face today. This is kind of my, I can't figure out what this look needs, but it just needs to look finished. It's almost always Flirtatious on me. It's always the last step of me going, ah, okay, that's better. And everybody's got that blush. Like if you're my skin twin, it might be it. But I can definitely recommend the formula, like hands down. All right, I have 2 powder bronzers here. Again, we're not going in any particular order, but these are just 2 that I saw sitting on the top. One is the Westman Atelier bronzer that I hope you guys are starting to feel vindicated. All the people who I didn't ignore, but I mean, I just kind of blew off the recommendation for so long about this. Like, you were right, you were right, you were right. It's so pretty. It is a little bit red, but like, I don't mind. I just kind of keep that in mind. A little red is easier for me to wear than a little yellow or a little green. I'd rather it be perfectly neutral, you know, or even leaning a little bit rosy, but red is okay, like a little bit more towards like a terracotta or something. And this is just the healthiest looking bronzer. This is in the shade Coup de Soleil. And then also it has just the wildest formula where like it just buffs on top of anything and doesn't disturb what's underneath. It's incredible stuff. So yeah, Westman Atelier Beauty Butter Powder Bronzer is what this is. And I'm not going to tell you it's worth $75, but I'm going to tell you I spent $75 on it and I don't regret it. Now, something that is much less expensive, and this was gifted to me, but I have 2 of them, and I genuinely like the pans say the colors because the pans are replaceable, but this is, yes, this is Goldilocks. This is from Beauty Pie. Guys, these powder bronzers are so pretty because the West Italian one is really, it's a great color and it's a great formula, but it doesn't give me that like low contrast blur because it is a little red compared to my skin. So I need something to kind of bridge the gap and give me that really beautiful blur so I don't end up with like, you know, a really hard contrast line between like my foundation and my bronzer. And this not only is a really phenomenal shade for my skin, but it has that thing, man, that Beauty Pie formulas tend to have, where you can see it's just so finely milled, but also like really emollient and like pressed really well, that when you put this on your skin, it looks like skin. It looks better than skin, really, and it's just such a nice shade. That Goldilocks is like just right for me. How about that? Goldilocks, just right. I get it. I get it, Beauty Pie. Y'all did the thing. So yeah, I'm wearing this. I'm wearing both of them today, but I love this shade. It's just, it gives me this super healthy, it's a little green actually, but it gives me a phenomenally believable bronze. Better than believable, really. It's a fantastic formula. Fantastic formula. And like I said, the pan pops out really easily. Boop. So that one is magnetic, so you could put that in a magnetized palette. My voice sounds crazy. I think it's because I ate so much ice cream. All right, cream bronzers. I have a couple of them sitting here. Surprise exactly no one that one of them is the Rare Beauty. I just did the entire video of all of my favorite cream, liquid, stick, what have you, bronzers. And these 2 that I'm about to talk about were really the, you know, the main characters. So one of them being Power Boost from Rare Beauty, just so. I need to stop swatching on this hand. Just right. A little bit orange, a little bit green, a little bit red, a little bit yellow. It's kind of everything. And this comes in several shades. I absolutely adore this formula. Ooh, when you touch it, it goes to this like velvety powder finish. It's blurring. Please don't drink every time I say something's blurring. Blur is always an asset for me, okay? Blur is different than mattification. Always here for blur. So it has a beautiful blur to it. It's just silicone-y enough and it doesn't disturb your makeup because it does go to kind of this hybrid powder finish. And the other cream bronzer is from this trio right here, the Butter Up Play Bento from Kaja. Kaja just emailed me yesterday or today asking if I wanted to be on their PR list, and I was like, yes! I've arrived. It's so exciting for me. I have really fallen for their products. And this is the tippy top for me. I love this bronzer so much. It's just the only thing that makes it hard to recommend sometimes is just that it's in a trio. Not everybody wants a trio when they're looking for a bronzer. But for me, this trio is worth it because it's just a great all-in-one problem solver. Has the most beautiful neutral colors to it. Kackie, pull yourself together. So you can see it's a lot kind of peacher than the Rare Beauty. I can wear a lot of different bronzers. Many people can. Speaking of Kaja, I do have Rose Water, Mauve Bouquet, and Orange Blossom of their Beauty Bento trio things, but the original one that I bought is the one that remains my favorite, and it's really just because of the one shade. It's kind of terrible actually that that's the case for me, but this is what I'm wearing all over my eyes right now. This is Orange Blossom. This is, I don't know what this actual one is called, the brown, but like, get real. Like, get real. It's the best. It just gives me that like really sexy, sultry, French girl meets bedroom eye. Like, it's not trying to be anything it's not. You know, it's not giving like a whole bunch of crazy space age reflection. It doesn't have hunky chunky glitter. It, I think, is easier to wear and easier to blend than the Victoria Beckham lid lusters because it'll pick up on a brush. Hers are a little bit too either emollient or silicone-y. They just don't like to pick up on a brush and blend. This really behaves just like a slightly emollient powder eyeshadow. I just keep coming back to it. So what I'm wearing today is that brown, and like I said, I blended a little bit up with the Chantecaille Ray, and then lately in the crease, I'm back at it, you guys, with the Mermaid Eye Color in Starfish from Chantecaille. And what's kind of weird, interesting, cool, I guess, is, oh my god, it's so silky. Starfish and all these mermaid eye colors, because they do have matte ones, but this one's not matte specifically. It still has a little bit of like a refraction, like a reflective quality to it, but it's not glittery. So I don't feel weird putting it in the crease. It still gives a good illusion for a shadow that looks like I've got a one and done going, but it's better. It's a little bit better than that because I still get a little bit of matte in the crease that helps with the illusion. I still have a little bit more of like a warmer color up here with the Chantecaille Ray, and that's gonna make it look like, you know, that part of my face is kind of coming forward and it sort of brings the look together with my cheeks. And then the Kaja on the eyes is kind of what it looks like the whole thing is. You know, it's like, oh, you just happen to have this very pleasant texture of this beautiful brown everywhere. And it gives me so many options, and it's like, it's just this really pretty, effortless, smoky look with those three things. And that's been my trio lately. It's so subtle, because usually when I combine something where I am building something on the outer corner, it gives quite a look. It ends up looking really, really dramatic. And with this, they're all so just very, very subtly different from one another that it looks a lot lower key, but it still accomplishes the same thing. So I am digging those, and that's kind of why I haven't been reaching for something like the Ismea recently. It's just, I've been really refining my all brown eye looks. A couple things that have been in rotation lately, because I'm getting my head around them, but also because I'm really stinking excited about them, have been these things that I picked up recently from LH Cosmetics. I had been interested in these. At the time, I didn't really know what to order because the packaging is kind of ho-hum, and so I was like, none of this looks that exciting. And then I saw Naomi John rave about the line and how, you know, high performing the makeup was, and how she was honestly like apologetic that her review was so boring because she just liked everything. And I was like, okay. So I bit the bullet, you know, I just did the thing, and I got a bunch of stuff from her. I got, you know, a full set of lip stuff. I got a cheek and eye palette or whatever. But some of the things that are really exciting to me right now are this. This is called the Shimmer Saga, and it's very like Pat McGrath, you know, like amazing, wild, galactic shifting eyeshadow toppers. It's for that kind of do that. They're amazing, and she really recommends using them on top of like, oh, there's a white pencil, there's a black pencil. I got both of those, but then I know like these are her like crayons. You can basically use them anywhere, but I got the shades Aweva Flash and Vega Flash. These are colors that I was enamored with because they looked like they were going to look so good on brown eyes, and I was right. So I'm wearing Aweva Flash right now, and again, it's so close to those other browns that you almost don't clock it as an eyeliner, and that's kind of what I was going for. So this is Aweva Flash, and this is Vega. Vega is green, and it's taken me so long to find a green eyeliner that isn't too green or isn't too blue. I needed it to be more of like a patina gold leaning green, and you can see in there are actually little flecks of gold. God bless 4K. And what's phenomenal about these is the formula. You guys, they remind me so much of the Victoria Beckham eye kajals because they're really, really blendable, and then they freeze down. And when I say they freeze down, I mean they freeze down, and that hadn't even dried yet. They really stay once they're dried, and they give you a little bit of time, but they go on just so smoothly, that really gorgeous like gel pencil kind of vibe. And then they do, actually they're really, really long wearing. So I am very impressed with them, and they are a fraction of the cost and a lot more colors than the Victoria Beckham ones. So they might be replacing those in my collection, honestly. Oh, another thing that I got from LH Cosmetics is this Infinity Lip Gloss in Mellow Mauve. And the reason that I want to talk about this, and the reason I keep reaching for it, like, yes, we love a mellow mauve shade. Like, that's me in a nutshell right there. It's just that, like, beautiful kind of mucky. She gets it, let's just say. It has a nice smell to it. It's a little bit vanilla-y, it's a little bit fruity, but this has an SPF 15 in it, which is not, you know what I mean? It's not a crazy, like, you know, sunproof protection kind of thing, but it's more than is in most of the things that I wear on my lips. And most of the time when you use an SPF lip gloss or SPF lip balm, it tastes like garbage because it's got SPF in it. This doesn't have any kind of taste to it. It's fantastic. So that's why I thought I'd mention it. I think it probably comes in a clear too, and it's so pretty. It's a really pretty lip gloss. It has an SPF 15. It's vegan. I bought a lip liner that goes with it and stuff. We're gonna be doing a full video of applying all this stuff from LH Cosmetics soon, but this has been in heavy rotation for me because I love having SPF in my lip balm, and it's a pretty color. Something that has made it back into rotation because it's my summer shade. This is the Tower 28 Sunny Days in Melrose, which is now my shade. Like I said, I have this off-camera like weekend routine that I tend to do that is so low-key. I can do it like basically like while watching my child with my other eye. It's just this really quick slapdash thing, and that's what's so great about this is it evens my skin. It looks really healthy. It actually is pretty long wearing. You know, it does dry down. It's a lovely color, and it provides a little bit of sun protection on top of my other, you know, I'm gonna wear other sun protection. And it's a really nice finish that my skin shows through. So it doesn't look like I have to go put on like 800 other things to look like a human being again because I've like blanked out all my features. It's just the right amount of coverage. It's lovely, and I slap this on all the time, hardly thinking about it when I've got like 3 minutes to spare. These two right here from Beauty Pie, these are the Wondergloss Collagen Lip Oils. We talked about these recently. This is the shade Sun Hazed and Naked Peach. This is part of their like summer limited edition release, although I'm pretty sure that they did Sun Hazed last year and they just like are re-releasing it this year. It's what I'm wearing right now, and it is that lovely liquid lip balm slippy thing that doesn't ever get sticky. Fantastic. I always find that one of these goes with whatever look I'm wearing. If I like blank on what I want to put on my lips, I have a really beautiful, you know, cool medium beigey mauvey color, and then I have a really nice, you know, translucent peach color, and like either one of those works with this, and they're really clear. Like they're really transparent. It's just like this gentle, barely there jelly kind of shade. It's not milky at all, so it's not going to do any weird white things on your lips, you know what I mean, gathering in the creases or something. If you have a darker lip color, it doesn't do that. So I love these. I love these if you're a Beauty Pie member. Oh yeah, here's the other, this was all the way at the bottom. This is the Infinity Glam Palette from Linda Hallberg. Again, her packaging is ho-hum. You're looking at this and you're like, I mean, is that every other thing that's at Ulta? You know, it looks like everything. But the colors in the formula are out of control. They're really good. I'm giving all of my feelings away right now, but I mean, does that not just scream transition to fall? And it's for all parts of your face, as you could probably imagine. The mind just goes wild, doesn't it? It starts to kind of make your imagination go. So yeah, the packaging doesn't really do much for me. And you guys know I'm a packaging geek, so yeah, I'm glad I looked past it in this case. Another thing that has maintained its place in heavy rotation is this little Guerlain quad that I got recently, the Majestic Rose. This is great. Like I said in the video, it is basically a miniature blush, bronzer, and highlight quad. Which like took me a minute to realize. I'm like, why is this so easy? Why do I like this so much? These colors are so, oh yeah, because I have a blush and a bronzer and a highlighter in all of these colors already. So I mean, did I need this? No, but I'm really glad that I got my head around this, or like got to experience this formula, because it's so good. It's so good. And a friend of mine told me that these are actually like wet to dry, which is a whole new way that I could be using these. They just invite you to touch them. They have a really gorgeous, again, we love blur. They've got that beautiful blurring quality on the skin. They're very highly saturated, so they do swatch beautifully, but a very cooperative formula that blends out really easily and also builds really easily. And the color story just makes sense to me. You know, it has depth, but it also has highlight. It also has medium. It also has just a really lovely texture to it. And that was one of the things I couldn't help but compare it to a Tom Ford quad, which I have 3 of. I have a wet to dry, I have a normal one, and I have one of the like Soleil ones or whatever. And they just, most of the time, all 4 shades don't make sense to me together. And in this case, those do. And that's what keeps me reaching for it. Something else I like can never put away because I lean on it so hard is the Hindash Monochromance palette. You can tell because mine's disgusting looking. It's just so, so nasty. But it's mainly because of, I mean, obviously the use case of these very interesting in-between colors, but also just how blurring this is. Anytime I'm kind of just trying to figure out why things don't look right, they don't look blurred enough, they don't look blended enough, I can pull out one of his shades and, you know, lean on that, and that's gonna give me that like out of this world, better than reality blur on the skin that makes things look really blended, makes things look like I know what I'm doing, makes anybody look like they know what they're doing, you know? And it's also a full face palette. Like you can use any of these anywhere. They're just worth mentioning over and over again because it's such a unique formula. I have 3 cream blushes sitting here. I haven't talked about cream blushes yet, have I? No, I haven't. So one is the Skin Spark from Phytosurgeons in Condensate. Look at that color. Look at it. Desaturated but pigmented. Like lovely lavender mauve shade. And then the other ones that I can't stop, I can't even explain this, why these are so special, but I have the Chanel, oh God, Revitalizing Lip and Cheek Balm in Berry Boost. I'm gonna swatch these next to each other because they might be so identical I can like put one of them away. And then this new one, the new one from YSL, the Lip and Cheek Balmy Tint. Are you guys so similar? Oh my God, they really are, aren't they? So yeah, there is the Chanel, it's a little more red, and then the YSL is quite a bit more like berry pink. It's just this thing that all you have to do is just like dip one finger in there and just boop, boop like that and blend it out. And I put that on top of nothing. I put that on top of a little bit of my Tula, my Mineral Magic, or on top of that Tower 28 or anything. And it's just this beautiful one and done sun-richened kind of sunburny look on my cheeks. That's going to carry me into fall too, because it's that beautiful like berry tone that looks nice on pale skin. So yeah, those I really can't explain. There's a je ne sais quoi about those that I just keep reaching for them, reaching for them, reaching for them. And also, I mean, there's always something to be said for like, at least with the Chanel, like interacting with the packaging. It's just a nice experience. Even though it's just a little pot, there's just something kind of luxurious feeling about the whole thing. Maybe it's just in my head. It probably is. I thought that I would throw this in here. My cloud set. Not that it really warrants mentioning, but like, I just can't stop using it. I think that this is worth mentioning, the Kosas powder, if I'm being clear. It's worth mentioning, especially in this particular top shelf, because I've been trying so many new powders lately. Even, you know, old powders, like reaching back into my collection to try powders and compare, and like this is the one that just keeps emerging as the winner. Nothing blurs like this, nothing builds like this, nothing brightens like this, while keeping hydrated looking skin. It's magical stuff. It comes in a lot of shades and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. If you're one of those people who like really loved the Bite Beauty one, it's not exactly the same. It's not quite as mattifying, but it is just as good. And you know, Bite is sadly leaving us, so. And as far as like other lip glosses are concerned, Bikini from Victoria Beckham is still my ride or die, but it lives in my purse. So it's like not here because I literally use it so much. If I'm sitting down right here and I need something in that shade, it's going to be the Westman Atelier in Nana, but I still prefer the Victoria Beckham. And finally, last but certainly not least, as far as the things that have made it into heavy rotation from Ismea, I would never have guessed in a million years that this brow lac would be the thing. But this is such an, I don't know why this is so easy for me, as long as I can locate that goofy little comb that is incredibly useful. This stuff is awesome. It has great hold, it doesn't flake, it doesn't look gluey, it's very agreeable, and it is so fast. It's so fast. It gets the job done so quickly. So it's just a beautiful clear brow gel. You stick your finger in there, you go like right on the top, and then you take whatever you want, either a spoolie or the little comb or whatever, and you can do anything your heart desires with your eyebrow. It's like a more graceful, more elegant glue stick, basically. And when it dries down, It doesn't go all weird. Like I said, it's not all stiff and flaky, but it does have hold. Yeah, I really have been loving that. Oh my goodness, you guys. I guess I should finally pick a perfume today, but oh, I know which one it's going to be. God. Oh my Lord in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Oh my God, it smells so good. Seven Veils is the one today. So yeah, guys, I hope that this was fun for y'all. I wanted to, you know, give you guys an update on the things that as we are, you know, as I'm dealing with a different skin tone, right? It's late summer and so I have a tan, I have freckles, and sometimes I want to embrace that and sometimes I don't. But, you know, things are going to change as far as texture, and also the things in my collection that match my skin a little bit better right now in some cases, because for whatever reason, this is the first summer in my life I've ever gotten a real tan. Move to New Jersey, get a tan, okay. And also just the things that have been kind of circulating through my collection lately and what I've been excited about. That's where I'm at right now. Look forward, like I said, we're gonna be doing another one on Linda Hallberg soon, the LH Cosmetics. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And we'll do another makeup playtime coming up where we'll use the Isomea stuff. Let me know what other makeup, whether it was in here or not, that you want to see in the next makeup playtime. Let me know in the comments, okay? And if you did enjoy this, you guys let me know by giving it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you guys did. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love you guys so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!